Hey guys, Brad Danger here, and you need a car that goes from point A to point B, one that fires up every single morning, survives traffic, handles errands, and doesn't completely bankrupt you when something breaks. But guys, let's be honest, life is way too short to drive something that feels like an appliance you accidentally got stuck with. A daily driver doesn't have to be dull, it doesn't have to be numb, and it doesn't have to make you question your entire personality every time you turn the key. That's why today we are doing things properly. These are the cheap daily sports cars you actually need to buy if you want something fun, usable, and still affordable. Cars that don't just survive the commute, but make it tolerable. Cars that you can drive daily without hating yourself while still having something in your garage that makes you look back every single time you park it. Today on Idealist, these cars are stack ranked by popularity because whether people want to admit it or not, popularity matters. It affects parts availability, community knowledge, aftermarket support, and how painful ownership actually is long term. I'm Brad, this is Ideal. Remember to go to winthisIdealcar.com, and we're starting off with number 10. The Nissan 350Z. The reason this car keeps showing up on lists like this is simple. Nissan accidentally nailed it. Big, naturally aspirated V6, rear-wheel drive, a proper manual, and proportions that still look right years later. This thing was built when manufacturers still cared about how cars felt instead of how they benchmarked on a spreadsheet. Over 300 horsepower to the rear wheels in stock form, a chassis that's playful without being terrifying, and enough torque that you don't need to wring its neck just to feel alive. You can daily it, you can road trip it, you can autocross it, you can drive it like a normal human or like you're late to your own wedding. And here's the part that matters. You can actually buy one without selling a kidney. Clean drivers are still floating around if you're patient, and mechanically these things are simple enough that they won't ruin you. Yes, interiors creak. Yes, early ones had their quirks, but the fundamentals are rock solid. The Infiniti G35, same basic bones, same V6, same rear wheel drive layout, but wrapped in something a little more understated. The G35 is the move if you want Z performance without shouting about it. 4 doors if you need them. Better interiors. Still takes abuse. Still fun. Still cheap enough to be dangerous to your financial decision making. And guys, real quick, Rocky from New York already drove off with the first GTR and the bonus cash that changed his life. We literally flew him out here. He hung out with us for the whole weekend. We shipped his car back home to New York, and the dude had the time of his life. It genuinely changed everything for him. And now it's your turn. If you want a shot at winning your dream car plus bonus cash, hit the link in the pinned first comment right now. Now, back to the show. Number 9, the Dodge Challenger. Yes, it's big. Yes, it's heavy. And yes, it drinks fuel like it's offended by your wallet. But here's the thing. Not everyone wants a tiny sports car. Some people need space. Some people want comfort. Some people want to feel like they're piloting a rolling couch with a soundtrack. Even the V6 Challenger works as a daily sports car if your priorities include ride quality, presence, and straight line punch. It's comfortable, it's stable at speed, it eats highway miles like it was designed for it, and if you can swing a V8 now, you're in a completely different category of fun. Aftermarket support is absurd, parts are everywhere, mods are cheap, and despite what the internet says, these cars can absolutely be lived with if you understand what you're buying. It's not a Canyon Carver, it's a muscle daily, and at these prices, that's a hard argument to ignore. Number 8, the Toyota and Subaru twins, the GR86, BRZ, and the original FRS. This is the purest expression of affordable enthusiast driving still floating around. Lightweight, balanced, rear-wheel drive, and engineered around fun instead of numbers. No, it's not fast in a straight line. That's not the point. This thing teaches you how to drive. The steering talks, the chassis rotates, the limits are approachable. And because so many people own them, the aftermarket is endless. You want grip? You can buy it. You want power, you can add it. You want something weird, someone has already tried it. As a daily, it works because it's honest. You know exactly what it is. It doesn't pretend to be luxury. It doesn't try to impress you with screens. It just shows up and does the job. And because they're everywhere, parts and knowledge are never a problem. Number 7, the BMW Z3. This is the one people forget about, and that's exactly why it's here. Naturally aspirated inline-6, rear-wheel drive, manual gearbox, and absolutely zero pretense. It's an enthusiast car from a different era before BMW lost its mind. It's small, it's light, and every corner feels like something you earned. Drop the top, point it down a road, and suddenly everything else matters a little less. It's not perfect, cooling systems need attention, bushings age, but the driving experience is pure. Think of it as a more grown-up Miata with a little more torque and a little more attitude. If you can live with 2 seats and you're willing to be proactive about maintenance, this thing punches way above its price. Number 6, the Chevrolet Corvette C5. Yes, it's still on this list, and yes, it still deserves to be. The C5 is what happens when America accidentally builds a world-class sports car and then prices it like a used appliance. V8, rear-wheel drive, lightweight for its size, ridiculous performance per dollar, and shockingly reliable if you don't do anything stupid. These cars get good fuel economy on the highway, take abuse, and have one of the deepest aftermarket ecosystems on the planet. As a daily, it's better than people expect. The hatch is usable, the seats are comfortable, the drivetrain is bulletproof, and if you find a clean one with reasonable miles, odds are it's not going to get cheaper. This is the point where you stop asking if it's practical and start asking why you're still pretending you don't want one. Number 5, the Pontiac Solstice and Saturn Sky. 2 cars everyone forgot about, 2 cars you absolutely shouldn't. These were America's answer to the Miata, and they did something smart. They made them comfortable enough for normal-sized humans. In turbo form, they're genuinely quick. The chassis is playful, the styling still holds up, and because the brands are gone, prices stayed weirdly low. That's good for you. Are they perfect? No. Trunks are small, interiors are basic, but as a cheap daily sports car, they deliver way more than people give them credit for, and because they never got the hype, they're still quietly one of the best value plays out there. Number 4, the Ford Mustang GT from the SN95 era. This is where the list starts getting dangerous. V8 noise, rear-wheel drive, simple mechanics, and an aftermarket that could support a small country. Yes, the rear axle is old school. Yes, it needs suspension work to really shine, but that's the point. These cars are endlessly fixable. You can tailor them exactly how you want, whether that's straight line chaos or something that actually handles. As a daily, they work because they're simple. Parts are cheap, knowledge is everywhere, and the driving experience still feels raw in a way modern cars don't. Number 3, the Volkswagen GTI. This is the default answer for a reason. Front wheel drive done right, practical, comfortable, fast enough to be fun, and refined enough to not wear you down. A manual GTI with a tune is one of the best all-around daily sports cars ever made. It does everything well without being annoying about it. You can haul stuff, you can take people, you can commute, and you can still surprise things that have no business being surprised. Build quality matters when you drive something every day. The GTI gets that right, and because they're everywhere, ownership is easier than most people expect. Number 2, the Chevrolet Camaro from the 4th generation, the infamous catfish. This is one of the most underrated performance bargains in existence. Once they dropped the LS engine into these, everything changed. You're getting real power, real torque, and real potential for laughably little money. Are they pretty? Not really. Do they care? Absolutely not. This is about performance per dollar, the same part support as an LS Corvette, the same tuning potential, and a driving experience that feels way more serious than the price suggests. As a daily, it's flawed but lovable. Visibility isn't great, interiors are basic, but you forgive it the moment you press the throttle. And finally, number 1, the car that combines popularity, availability, performance, and daily usability better than almost anything else. The Chevrolet Camaro wins because it sits at the perfect intersection of all the things that matter. You can find them, you can fix them, you can modify them, and you can drive them every single day without feeling like you made a compromise. These are the cars that you buy to enjoy, not to impress spec sheet warriors. They are honest, they're fun, and they remind you why you got into cars in the first place. These are the cheap daily sports cars you need to be looking at right now on Auto Tempest, which I pinned in the first comment down below. Cars that still exist in that sweet spot before everything got heavy, expensive, and numb. If you're serious about going and buying one, well, let me know in the comments down below. And remember to go to winthisIdealCar.com to get entered to win your dream car plus bonus cash. I'm Brad Danger. This is Ideal. Like, subscribe, check out some of these Ideal vids over here, and promise me one thing: keep living the ideal lifestyle.